My name is Caleb Kenner. I'm a franchise advisor at Franchise Forward. And just a little bit about myself, I really grew up in franchising. At a young age of 19 years old, actually, my Uncle Corey had started a franchise opportunity back in 2006. And since then, since 2009, 2010, that's actually when I was injected into franchising. Was pretty lucky, got to learn from him and how he grew a franchise business. And for myself, I was actually going to college. I played college basketball, but I wasn't good enough for a scholarship, so I was a walk-on. So I was paying for a lot of my credits, and I took 2 years, and my sophomore year was kind of taking courses that just weren't what my degree was. I was in business administration, and not that I didn't love taking the courses, but I was paying for those courses and felt like it was somewhat wasting time, and so I wanted to expedite the process. I'll never forget, called my uncle in the spring of 2010 and said, hey, can I come and just do an internship for like 3 months? I want to kind of view and see everything that you're doing with your franchise. And that was the best decision I ever made, because during that time, they were one of the fastest growing franchises in the country. And so I'll never forget, we were finishing training in August. I was actually getting ready to go back up to school. And one of the franchisees that was in for training said, hey, Caleb, do you want to come out and help me run these stores in Idaho? And knowing my dad, who's conservative, owns and runs a bank, I thought when I called him to say I'm going to quit school and go take this opportunity, I thought he was going to scream in my face because, hey, Caleb, if you're going to do it while you're young. So moved out. We ran through 2 locations in Idaho, and they were very profitable, really good businesses. And then I, kind of put my money where my mouth was, and my wife and I, we bought a franchise in Twin Falls, Idaho, and we ran that for about 3.5 years before we then sold it to our general manager that worked for us for that entire 3.5 years. And as I got back, we relocated back to the Midwest to kind of be closer to family. But franchising, entrepreneurship was always kind of in my blood, in my DNA. And so, my business partner, Dan Davis, who kind of founded Franchise Forward, really got me into the franchise development space where I had a lot of passion for it. I wanted to help people. I wanted to give them kind of the perspective that I had growing up. And so Dan really helped me get into the environment, develop numerous home service brands. And then what ended up happening, the last probably 3 years, Dan has always kind of, nudged me and said, hey, why don't you come join me at Franchise Forward, help me be a franchise advisor, and help people, find options for them out there. And after 3 years plugging away at me, I finally decided to make the decision. I, left the job in the franchise development world, which I loved, but went into the franchise advising, which is, really what I do today. So got with Dan and really was about the mission that he was about. And really what we do down to the nuts and bolts of it is we help folks that are looking to, maybe leave corporate America and find something to do, owner operator, maybe folks that, want to keep their job. They've got a really good job, but they want to start to diversify and find a maybe absentee opportunity. And so our goal is we've got like 600 brands, in our portfolio. And our goal is to help narrow down those choices for them and present them concepts that are, in their investment range, in a category that they like, maybe lower employee count. So we really take into consideration what the client is looking for. And then we go to work for them, do the due diligence, do the vetting, and making sure that they find a really good option for themselves.